You're in a conversation and someone tells you that they don't believe in God because they're rational. And rational people only believe things that are supported by evidence. What would you say? Atheism is the belief that there is no God. One common atheistic critique of religious faith is that it requires belief in something that can't be proven scientifically. Is it true that atheists only believe things that science can prove? No, and here are 3 reasons why. First, atheism requires us to believe that something came from nothing. Science tells us that something can't appear out of nothing. Matter can't suddenly appear out of a void. But galaxies, stars, planets, people, and animals exist. Everything we see came from somewhere. Atheists know that there was a beginning of the universe, but they deny that it was created. As a result, they are forced to claim that, at some point in the distant past, everything we see came from nothing. Not only is there no evidence to support this belief, everything we know from science tells us that's not possible. Second, atheism requires us to believe that life came from non-life. Science also teaches us that something living can only come from something else that was living. A new tree can only come from a tree that is alive, in the same way that a new cell can only come from an organism that is alive. Now, atheists acknowledge life exists, but by denying a creator, they are required to believe that at some point in the distant past, a living thing came from something that wasn't living. This has never been observed, and everything we know about science tells us it's not possible. Yet they believe it because their belief that there is no God requires them to. Third, atheism gives you no reason to trust your reasoning process. Now, we trust our brains to engage in reason and logic, and we use reason and logic to form opinions and beliefs. But ask yourself this: if your brain is the result of an evolutionary process rather than design, what reason is there to believe that your brain is capable of performing the task you have given it? For all you know, your brain is still 10 million years from being fully functional and rationally reliable. Atheism not only requires irrational beliefs, like life came from non-life, it also destroys the reason to believe anything is rational by undermining the credibility of our minds, the tool we use to reason. And regardless of your belief system, there are difficult questions that the limits of human knowledge don't have great answers for. But the next time someone tells you that faith in God is irrational, but atheism is rational, remember these 3 things. Atheism requires us to believe that something came from nothing. There is no evidence that this is possible. Atheism requires us to believe that life came from non-life. This contradicts everything science has ever taught us. Atheism requires you to trust your mind, but gives you no reason why you should. If your mind wasn't created for the purpose of finding reality, why should you believe it can? For What Would You Say? I'm Joseph Backholm. If you like this video, let us know below. If you want to make sure you see the next one, hit subscribe. If you'd like to keep these videos free and available to the whole world, chip in below.